I am the production lead for East India Company, Correspondence, Early Voyages, Formation and Conflict. And this collection comprises documents from Series E of the India Office records held at the British Library in London, dating from circa 1600 up to 1858. So this spans the origins of the East India Company as a chartered trading company, which sought to facilitate trade between England and what were then known as the Spice Islands in Southeast Asia, up to its zenith as sort of an empire in its own right. And ultimately the uprising in 1857-58, which led to the company essentially almost being destroyed and then essentially nationalised by the British government. So this collection comprises correspondence between the senior administrators of the company, and this is the really high level stuff. So the court of directors, the secret committee, the board of control, which was appointed by the British government to oversee it in 1784 after the government had been forced to bail the company out to the tune of, I think, what would now be around £120 million on one end, and on the other end, the company's governing apparatus in Asia, the heads of its factories, ships captains, other important figures really all over the world outside of Britain, and cover really all kinds of themes. So the correspondence contained within it covers all facets of the East India Company's various activities in the Indian subcontinent, Arabia, the Middle East, China, Japan, and Southeast Asia. This includes diplomatic relations with regional powers such as Persia, Burma, the various Indian polities, colonial rivals, namely the French and the Dutch, and it covers, as I've said, all facets of the company's activities: trade in bullion, trade in commodities such as tea, opium, and spices, covers its administration, covers its various activities within India, including, say, taxation, railways, building of telegraphs, river transport, its territorial ambitions and war making, and its eventual downfall. So I've got that to reiterate that above. So we've got the key themes, really to put them in a nutshell: trade, empire, conflict, diplomacy, and also life at sea. There's quite a quantity of material on the maritime aspect of this trade. And there are some interesting features we've got. So obviously East India Company already has a large number of contextual features. There's a chronology, there's a government structure chart. You can go into these as an alternative route into documents from, say, a period corresponding with the events covered in the chronology. New for this collection are what are known as detailed contents listings. Now, these provide exhaustive downloadable lists of contents for selected volumes of draft, i.e. outgoing correspondence from London out to Asia. And these are also searchable at site level. So say if there's an individual or a subject or a place mentioned in one of these select volumes, you find it in a search at, site level. This will trigger a handwritten text recognition search of that document, and you'll be able to go straight to that phrase. All of the handwritten items within this collection do have handwritten text recognition as well, which really opens it up. There's also a series of additional essays, including a guide to Series E of the East India Company records that will be available. More and more roads really into the documents. There's also some incredibly rich metadata available for some volumes, down to individual letters, individual accounts of, say, silver or coral or whichever commodity. So really, I believe that researchers and postgraduates already familiar with manuscript documents or the East India Company portal will find great value in this resource very easily. But altogether, all of these features, I think, make the material both accessible, often searchable at site level, and therefore really open to everybody. As you can see from the document we've got up here, these are not difficult items to read. They're very often written in a very neat official hand and are really quite easy to get into, compared to some materials of this period that may be found elsewhere. And so just on to a few collection highlights, because there are some really quite fantastic things in here. Again, these are some documents which I think are quite representative of the collection. The one at the bottom left is actually one of the earliest items. It's from 1600. It's to do with relations with the Sultan of Aceh, and again, remarkably readable for a document of that age. It is, I should also add, in English, which is another route into the documents, but there is some fantastic stuff in here. We have letters of William Adams, the first known Briton to visit Japan. I believe his arrival in Japan, we've recently reached the 400th anniversary of that. There's a lot of correspondence between various rulers of either England or elsewhere. So we have correspondence between Charles II of England and rulers including Shah Abbas the Great of Persia. There are documents relating to Indian rulers such as Aurangzeb the Great and Tipu Sultan. We also have a quite intriguing series of documents concerning pirates, including William Kidd. One of the more interesting documents of this variety is an account of pirates disguised as Englishmen attacking shipping in the Calicut roads in the late 17th century. And then we also have, of course, as already mentioned, the top-level correspondence from Governors General of India, including Warren Hastings, Richard Wellesley, Henry Harding, Lord Ellenborough, Lord Dalhousie, to the course directors and the secret committee. So very much high-level stuff, and it really does cover all manner of subjects. The document on the right of this slide is a 19th century military dispatch. You can see the sort of level of detail they're getting into. There's talk about troops' quarters, financial expenditures, all manner of stuff. And along with a lot of this correspondence are also detailed financial accounts, quarterly reports. The level of detail contained in these documents and the indexes to them, I really can't emphasize how much can be drawn out of it from really all aspects of anything that could possibly be related to the existence of this company and its position in global history.